So I'm back. This is Scott Jordan. You're watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma. Beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. TV Tuesday Live, and we are doing the dark side. And I'm doing these two wines side by side. Andy, can you get a bottle shot there? When you do the dark side tasting, you're going to taste Zinfandel. In this case, Bradford Mountain was the first wine we tasted. Then you'll taste two Syrahs. I suggest you taste them side by side. They're distinctly different, different producers, and they're really produced a little bit different. The first producer here in this glass, this is Gann Family Cellars. This is their 2006 Syrah. It comes from Alexander Valley. Alexander Valley is located to the north, about 14 or 15 miles, and then slightly to the east, a little warmer climate. So there you see Zin and Syrah and Petite Syrah. You see the Bordeaux blends, Cab, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Malbec. And so a little warmer, so that's where you see Syrah. So we've got a question coming in. Let me have Kevin yell that out to me. Go ahead. So the question comes from Dan, our buddy Dan. Dan, good to see you tonight. I can't really see you. You can see me, though. So the question is, what do I like about Syrah so much? A couple things come to mind. Syrah is a pretty hardy grape and very versatile, and here's what I mean. We have coastal regions here called the Sonoma Coast region. That's normally a region where you would find Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, all your thin-skinned grapes. But you know what you can actually find, and they do a fabulous job, is Syrah. Even though it's considered one of your bigger wines and a wine that can certainly take the heat, it actually thrives pretty well in the the areas where it sits on hillside plantings and gets enough sun. It can actually thrive in that environment. So I like it from that perspective. The other thing I like about Syrah is you can blend other grapes in there and change the characteristic of the wine. So I like its versatility. I also like a wine that's got a big mouthfeel, and Syrah clearly does that. Now, some people would say Syrahs, maybe you want to pair them up with a big ribeye or a steak. I do agree. But, you know, I enjoy that big of a wine, and so I can enjoy these by themselves. So I think, first and foremost, versatility. That's why I like them. And I love the idea that they have a big mouthfeel. I like big wines. So thanks for that question, Dan. Keep tuning in. Those of you that have questions, there's a dialogue box right next to our video. All you have to do is ask a question. We'll get it to our team here with Kevin, my son, behind me, and Andrew behind the camera. And we'll get the questions and answer them live for you. So whatever you want to ask, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be about the Giants. They're not winning. They're losing 3-1. We're not happy about that. So, but I won't. It's pretty early, so we're okay. Wow. Now, before we had the Bradford Mountain, we talked about small production wines. Check this out. The Gann 06 that I just tasted, we're talking about 50 cases. 50 cases, gang. That means the average barrel will produce about 24 and a half cases. So you're talking about a little more than 2 barrels of wine. 2 barrels of wine. Heck, you could put that in your garage. We're about to switch over to the 07, which I just sent to the First Sips Club. So if you're club members, you got the 07, it's rocking. I'll tell you what, this 06, the tannins have softened up. What you feel here in the wine, magnificent. Nice, soft, velvety finish. Now, in contrast, this next wine, this is the 05. I had to look because it's the only 05 Syrah I've got in the room going on. This is La Serena. Most of our vintners are up-and-coming stars that you haven't really heard of. this particular producer, Google the name Heidi Barrett, and you'll get about 600,000 hits, and they're all her. She is clearly a rock star in the wine industry. She's the only producer I know of that has gotten 4 perfect 100 scores from Parker, which is the equivalent of me hitting 4 holes in one. And I can assure you of this, I never will be able to do that. I probably will get a heart attack from the first one. So she is really a rock star. Her claim to fame was Screaming Eagle wines, where in the Napa auction, a 6-liter bottle, as you may know, went for $500,000. La Serena is her private label. She makes 3 Syrahs. This one is from San Ynez. So those of you from other parts of the country, San Ynez is the southern part of California near Santa Barbara, in the San Ynez Valley. This wine here, oh, just fruity nose. It's really settling in. The nose is still very very earthy, but a lot of big, more black fruit. Mm. Big, huge mouthfeel. You can't really tell on the camera, but if you can look at these side by side, the San Ynez is a much deeper color than what you're getting off of the Alexander Valley. Just soil, weather conditions. But this is a what I would say, what I would call that as a bigger wine. So I'd be more inclined to want to pair that up with a big, juicy ribeye. But both of these are pouring very nice, and you can enjoy them. So don't be afraid to enjoy Syrah with, just by itself without having to pair it up necessarily with a meal. Or think cheese. That's another way to introduce the Syrah. Ooh, 2006 versus 2005. Mm. Gotta love that. Retail price on the Syrah from Gann, I want to say is 30. Somebody help me with that. It's in the 30 range. I want to say it's 36. The La Serena, 38 and 45. So 38 for the Gann, 45 for the La Serena. You got to love that. Now I'm going to ask a question of the group here, and then I'll answer it on the break. So it's a true and false. So you got 50% chance right out of the gate. Professional wine tasters use the terms aroma and bouquet to describe the same thing. So what they're saying here is aroma and bouquet is actually the same thing. So true or false, we'll answer that on the break.